Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having us, everybody, and for everybody taking the time out of your afternoons to join us today. Hoping this is a very productive discussion for everybody and hoping to get to hear from some of you all as well, what you're looking on. And as we talk about fundraising, attracting US investors, US market entry, would love to hear from you guys. What specific questions do you guys have? Have you tried reaching out to US investors in the past? Has that worked, not worked? What sort of pitfalls and roadblocks have you ran against? So we'll pause and take some audience questions in a little bit, and I'll kind of go over the agenda we're going to follow for the day. But to kick things off, I think first let me introduce Delian Karoma, sitting across the table from me. Delian, if you want to say a few words, a quick hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Delian. I'm the founder of Recognize. I'm one of the IA companies, joined the accelerator almost 1 year ago, and successfully closed our first round recently. So I know the struggles on getting into the US market, and also learned a few things about how you can overcome some of these obstacles. And I will be happy to share some of my insights, of course, and be really happy to be here and being of help.
Thank you for being here with us, Delian. Nice to meet
Awesome.
you.
Yeah.
Meet you.
To meet you, yes. And I was going to say, I was trying to figure out how to change my display name to say Jack and Delian. But everybody just remember, so for questions, if it's directed to Delian, you can just call that out or pop those in the chat, of course. But yeah, as Delian mentioned, I think great job on the introduction and keeping that a little bit brief, because Delian's actually going to walk you through the pitch deck that he used for his very recent raise within the last few weeks, really. I'm sure you know the exact date that check hit the bank account, but Delian just actually received a $500,000 investment. So this is all very fresh, you know, and he says he knows the struggles. He, a few weeks ago, was going through the struggles of fundraising and chasing down investors. So you'll get kind of the deep dive into Recognize, exactly what their product is, but more so we want to focus on the fundraising process. But we'll walk you through that deck. But basically, agenda we want to follow for today is kind of start with a little bit of an intro and overview of IA. I'm just realizing as we speak, I didn't really introduce myself, so I'll tie that in as I talk about IA, of course. Then I want to kind of pause and just hear from the room a little bit for anybody who's willing to come off mic and say hello quickly. Just, you know, what you're working on, what sector you're in, what stage, what your company's called, where you feel like you need the most help. And I think as I talk through IA and that overview, you'll kind of get a feel for what we do, where we can provide support versus where maybe we can't. There are things that we don't do. And any specific questions you have, then if you want to end it with like a fundraising specific question, we'll try to tie as many of those in. Jonathan Copper, I see I was